A very good afternoon, students. Today I will be teaching about the topic that is laryngitis. Okay, this topic is for BSc third year. So let's go with the introduction first. Let me know that first we will see what is larynx all about. Larynx is a tube-like structure which is found. Okay, it's like a tube-like structure which is found at the entrance of the trachea. It has three functions. First, it helps to channel or to get the oxygen into the trachea during breathing. So it helps in transferring the oxygen from the environment when breathing into the trachea. Next, it acts like a valve that is closing off the trachea when swallowed to prevent food or water into the trachea. So it acts like a valve or like a tap. Okay, that it closes. Okay, it closes the trachea when we are swallowing any food or we are swallowing any water. Next, so as to prevent any dysfunction in the respiratory system. Next, third, it contains two vocal cords. Okay, you can see here these are vocal cords 1 and 2. These vocal cords, what do? They help to vibrate as the air passes through them and it produces sound of voice. Okay, so how we are able to hear the voice is by the help of vocal cords. Okay, these vocal cords, they help to vibrate. Okay, they vibrate as the air passes through them into the trachea. It helps in it vibrates and therefore it produces the sound of the voice. That is why you're able to hear the voice. So these are the three important functions of larynx. Now, if there is any inflammation in the larynx, okay, then these functions will be disrupted, meaning that these functions will not be able to perform these functions. So any inflammation in the larynx is called laryngitis. So laryngitis causes these membranes to become inflamed. As you can see here, this is a picture. The membranes of the mucosa of the larynx is being inflamed, and therefore, because they are swollen and they are inflamed, therefore they are not able to vibrate properly. Therefore, the sound of the voice will not be able to hear. So there is loss of voice. Okay, so laryngitis causes these membranes to become inflamed. They cannot vibrate properly, which leads to loss of voice. That is why when there is laryngitis, their voice are not able to come out. They are trying to say something, but their voice are not able to come out. Why? Because the larynx are inflamed, they are swelling, there's edematous, and because of that, they are not able to vibrate properly when the air passes. That's why voice is not coming out. Next, definition, laryngitis, it is the inflammation of the larynx or the voice box, which is caused by any chemical or mechanical irritation or bacterial infection. Okay, chemical irritation like pollution or smoking, okay, or any other chemicals which are inhaled, that can cause laryngitis. Then mechanical irritation, mechanical meaning talking too much, shouting, working in a job where you have to shout so much. Okay, like teachers also, they have to while teaching they have to shout a little bit. So that can lead to laryngitis. And if there's any bacterial infection, because of the microorganisms, they are entering into the larynx and they are growing in that area only, so that can lead to laryngitis. So you can see this is a picture. This is a normal larynx. These are the vocal cords, and this is the inflamed larynx. Okay, so there is redness. It is this area. Okay, this is a very thin area as compared to this. This is swelling. Okay, and there is redness also. You can see the vocal cords here, they are very thin, whereas the vocal cords in laryngitis is thick because they are swelled or they are swelling. There are two types of laryngitis, one is acute and one is chronic. So let us see what is acute laryngitis. It is the acute inflammation of larynx leading to edema or swelling of the laryngeal mucosa and the underlying structures. So you can see here, this is edema, right? Because of inflammation, there is edema of the larynx mucosa, and the vocal cords also, they are thick and swelled. Okay, so and this is the epiglottis. The epiglottis remains the same, but the vocal cords and the larynx are inflamed. Acute laryngitis is inflammation of the vocal fold mucosa and larynx that lasts less than 3 weeks. So any infection which is lasting for less than 3 weeks, then we can call it as acute laryngitis. Now coming to chronic laryngitis, it is a more persistent disorder that produces lingering hoarseness of voice and other voice changes. It usually is painless and has no significant sign of infection. So if acute laryngitis is not being treated properly within time and patients are not taking medicines properly, then this infection can increase progressively. It will grow more and more and can lead to chronic laryngitis. Now coming to the etiology or the cause. Okay, so first is the virus infection. Okay, so virus is one of the main cause, like adenovirus, rhinovirus, influenza virus, parainfluenza virus. So these viruses can cause laryngitis. Next, bacterial infection. Bacteria can also be one of the cause, that is Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria. Next, environmental changes. Environmental changes like air pollution. Okay, for example, like Delhi. Okay, so the air is very toxic, and because of this, it will cause damage to the larynx. Next, smoke. Okay, dust, chemicals, inhaling of these chemicals, polluted environment. So people working in factories. Okay, we have read about occupational health disorders. So people working in factories, okay, or industries like cotton industries or jute industries or any other industries, okay. So the fibers, okay, if the people working in those factories, if they are not wearing masks, okay, if they are inhaling the fibers that is coming out from the machines, then they can develop laryngitis. Next, malnutrition. If body is not having proper nutrients, then because of the low immune system, patients can develop laryngitis. Then chronic sinusitis, inflammation of the sinuses. Okay, so chronic sinusitis can lead to laryngitis. And chronic bronchitis, that is inflammation of the bronchus, okay, of the bronchioles. Then if there's any inflammation in those also, then it can lead to laryngitis. Next, coming to the pathophysiology. So if there's any invasion of causative organism, it can be bacteria or virus into the laryngeal mucosa, or any non-infectious disease, okay, like air pollution or talking too much, shouting too much, okay, then this, for example, like invasion of bacteria or virus into the laryngeal mucosa, then this can lead to antigen-antibody reaction, where our antibodies, they will go and attack the foreign antigen, okay, of the bacteria, of the virus. They will go and attack, and when they go and attack, then the histamine and the prostaglandins, these are the chemical mediators of inflammation. So what happens is they are being released. Once the attack is going on, then once the attack starts, then these chemical mediators, okay, of inflammation, they will start releasing, that is known as histamine and prostaglandin. So they will start releasing in the body, and this will lead to inflammation of laryngeal mucosa. Therefore, the mucosa of the larynx, they will be inflamed, okay, because of the release of the chemical mediators. Now, when there is inflammation, okay, as the inflammation progresses, there will be swelling, okay, there will be swelling of the vocal cords, okay, the vocal cords will be swelled, and also the larynx also will be swelling. So you can see in this picture, okay, and there will be redness as well. So if the vocal cords are, they are swelled up, or there is swelling, or there is edema in the vocal cords, then that will not help the vocal cords to vibrate. They will not be able to perform their function. Okay, that is vibrating. When the air passes through them, they will vibrate, and therefore voice will come out. So since the vocal cords, they are very thick, there is edema, okay, then they will not be able to vibrate properly, and therefore voice will not be able to come out. Okay, so that leads to persistent voice disability. Next, coming to the clinical manifestation, so patient will have complete loss of voice, which is known as aphonia. Then patient will have sore throat, infection. Because of infection, patient will have fever, vocal cords swollen or edema, dyspnea, okay, hoarseness of voice, malaise, dry cough, and difficulty in swallowing is called dysphagia. Next, coming to the diagnostic test, presence of positive clinical features. So by their signs and symptoms, also by their voice, hoarseness of voice, okay, by their sore throat, we can identify that there is some problem in the larynx, that there is some infection in the larynx. Next, laryngoscopy. Okay, laryngoscopy is a diagnostic test where we will visualize the larynx. Okay, the area around the larynx, by using an instrument, we will able to see what is happening in the larynx, if there's any swelling, if there's any swelling of the vocal cords, if there's any redness in the larynx. And CBC test should be performed to check the WBC count, okay, to check the platelets, to check the hemoglobin, to check the RBCs also. Next, coming to the medical management, okay, so if bacteria, microorganisms are one of the main causes, then antibiotic therapy is given to reduce the infection, like azithromycin, amoxicillin can be given. Next, corticosteroids, okay, can be given to the patient to reduce the inflammation. Antibiotics like paracetamol, they can be given to the patient in case of fever. Antitussives such as codeine, okay, because patient is having dry cough, okay, so antitussives also can reduce dry cough. It will help the patient to be relieved from cough and provide rest to the patient. And because patient will be having difficulty in swallowing, there will be pain, there will be sore throat, pain in the throat area, therefore we can give analgesics to relieve pain. Now coming to the nursing management, first we have to instruct the patient to avoid any chemicals and allergens. Okay, wear mask. So we have to wear mask for this, or any handkerchief can be covered on the face. Next, take plenty of fluids, warm fluids especially. Okay, then provide rest to the patient. Steam inhalation is good, should be given to the patient. Then avoid smoking, avoid alcohol, provide nasal decongestants. Okay, if sinusitis is one of the main, chronic sinusitis is one of the main causes, then we have to provide nasal decongestants and maintain humidified environment. Okay, well, it should be well humid. Now coming to the nursing diagnosis. Okay, so these are some of the nursing diagnoses you can apply for this disease condition, that is laryngitis. So these are the following nursing diagnoses. Number 1, impaired verbal communication related to vocal cord abnormality. Next, altered nutrition pattern related to dysphagia. Ineffective breathing pattern related to disease condition. Altered sleeping pattern related to pain in the throat and irritability. Altered body temperature related to infection, and fluid volume deficit related to edema. So you can apply these nursing diagnoses in this for this laryngitis disease condition. Okay, so I hope this is clear about laryngitis. So thank you.